This is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. I'm here today at the Metals Investor Forum in Toronto, Canada, with President and CEO Brad Rourke of Scottie Resources. Brad, welcome to the interview.
Thanks, Greg. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, and our market's in tatters right now. It's a little, we've been here before. We know the drill. We know what's going to happen. We know our day's coming. Our moment's going to happen here. We don't know exactly when, but it's coming. But in the meantime, you're doing some great stuff. And as you and I were talking before the interview, your drill results, the assays that came back over the winter were really good. And had those results come out last summer, your stock would have taken a nice little ride. Unfortunately, this is the nature of our market, in the winter doldrums. But nevertheless, you've raised money, you're ready to rock and roll. The blueberry zone is real. It's going to be a factor. And I think that is highlighted by the fact that 65% of your company is owned by 10 investors. And that's saying something, And earlier we also talked about the fact that you have a lot of targets you could drill, but you need to focus right now and put 3 drill rigs on the project and really get this thing ramped up from a resource calculation, because you've got attention now, and people are going to start paying attention more, and we're going to be watching what those assays say. So what's going on for you? What do you want to talk about? What do you think?
Well, I think we've answered a whole bunch of unanswered questions, which, if you believe the Rick rule, we've done that. What I'd like to tell people is you can buy my stock like I've never even drilled a hole, right? And so that there's nobody in front of you, so to speak. I'm going into my 7th year on the project, so I'm committed, as you know. And, really, if I was, we have 4 zones, and we're not walking away from any of those zones. But I think we just have to, because of the market and the cost of money is expensive right now. And so let's just focus on our lowest hanging fruit, my cheapest drilling. And then, of course, it's giving us our best grades, which is the blueberry zone. And, we had a theory last year. I mean, we always knew the blueberry zone was good, and it was a very expensive piece of property, one of the 12 transactions I've done. But we reinterpreted, or we had an idea last year. We tested that idea, and oh my gosh, 78, as soon as we came up with the contact theory that the gold is coming up where in between the sediments and the volcanics, and we tested that last season with big step outs, 200 meters to the north, 200 meters to the south, and 78% of our holes hit along that contact. So, we're going to have 3 drills turning, as you said, in less than 3 weeks. And I'm going to drill 12,000 meters in the next 4 months just on blueberry. And I've only done 7,000 meters over 3 years as we were working that project out and trying to understand it and model it. So I think we're going to answer a whole bunch of more of unanswered questions, but we're excited. And I think, today we're from 0 in 3 years and 7,000 meters to 720 meters of strike at a depth of 225 meters. Come October, we'll be 1.4 kilometers. God willing, we're going to hit on that. So we've yet to see that. And we're going to push it down. It's a mesothermal system to about 400 meters this season. So you start looking at that metrics and you look at it, you can get really excited. And then I'd like to point out, it's on a road. You can look at it with an open pit frame of mind for the first 200 meters. And, if you ever seen that Kenorland video and that Francis McDonald, very smart guy. And he's like, look, if you want to get interested in something, I think it was something like 4,000 meters. If they have one hole that's 100 gram meters, it's worth further investigation, because it's really hard to hit a 100 gram meter hole. I've only done 7,000 meters and I have 10 100 gram meter hole plus on blueberry alone, and spaced out. We're not 5 meters from known geology by any stretch of the imagination. It's very, very responsible drilling. And so even though the market doesn't care, we have a quiet confidence right now. And because we're financed, we're in no duress, and let's just get to work.
Yeah, I agree. And as a newsletter writer, I've been doing this for 22 years. And when I hear about these exploration stories, we got to get to the point where we have a discovery, and then you kind of advance it a little bit. You're at that critical moment right now with drill rigs going here this summer. 12,000 meters, I think you're at a breakout moment. I just feel like these stories, I've been doing this for quite a while. You get a sixth sense about it. And it just seems like you're poised for that particular moment. We'll see. The assays will always tell the story, but it's fun to see more of these advanced stage projects getting a lot of attention. And when it's in the Golden Triangle in that neighborhood that you're in, boy, one good drill hole could really ignite us, especially if we can get the assays early,
Well, last year assays aren't a problem, or they're challenging, of course, but we have our own mobile prep lab. Or when I say our own, we have to be a separate from it. But SGS, we're crushing right on site. The big bottleneck is in the prep of the core. In the last season, we were able to do our second half of our drill season off known results. We anticipate we'll have that this year. And then it's by the end of the season where everybody else's are coming in. Those waiting times are 100 days or so. But, and everyone's all frustrated. Oh, this is bad. I'm going, I'm so glad I didn't have results in November, because if you would have put it out, it wouldn't have mattered. It's almost a blessing. Like if you have to look at, take these things and you can be frustrated at, but it's math now. We're not hunting anymore. It's just a mathematical equation, and we'll just keep filling in those blanks. I think I'd like to point out, because of the Golden Triangle, and it just applies to everybody in my area, not just Scottie. There's been $5 billion in transactions in 2 years while COVID's happened in the immediate area of where we are.
Right.
Not an analyst nor a corporate, meaning companies from Australia and around the world haven't been able to put boots on the ground. If you look at what's going on with Tudor, Seabridge is building a road, Newcrest bought my neighbor Pritium, Ascot's North America's next mine. We know that this season, it's going to be a revolving door of every analyst and every corporate needs to come and look at Skeena. You need to look at all these projects. So I think even, we're going to capture some of that attention too, but we just need the whole area. I think it's going to be a lot more important than it has been. And maybe the area gets the recognition it deserves. The smart guys know all about it, but the general market is just kind of sitting back. But there's something special happening up there. I started staking claims up there in 1989, and I was there for Eskay Creek Staking Rush. I slept 100 days at SNP, all that sort of stuff. But I've never seen more activity than I've seen in the last 2 years. And everything's been down to the right in that time. But the Lundins have come into the area, Hochschild. Like, there's a lot of big name players who are aware and putting their poker chips down on the table. So it's an exciting time. And I think a lot of people are missing it. They're scared. I mean, as you know, I went through the .com bust, and tech didn't move for 4 years. But then again, I've been in energy. I know what it feels like for this teeth gnashing hard times that I sit here and I go, yeah, this is longer than I thought, but I've been through this before. It's just a matter of time, and we're going to be fine, as the industry will. I mean, maybe we need to flush out some, but Scottie's not going anywhere.
No, I agree. And the best endorsement, I think, you just did this recent financing, and here we are in a terrible market, really, from an investment standpoint. But those of us, the smarter investors, know that as a contrarian, this is what you need to do. You need to be buying and greedy when the market's down and out. But the fact that you could raise so much money from just a few players, those are sharp people. They're investing with you because they can see what's going on and they are excited about it. So I agree. We're in a situation now where let the drills turn, and the assays will give us as we call them, the truth machines. They'll let us know whether we're right or wrong, and we will get the answer to those unanswered questions, which will be fun to watch. So with that, as always, a pleasure to always be in an interview with you. And any last comment? You got 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'd like to point out the financing that I did with those bigger funds, no warrants involved. My last two financings, and believe me, there's pushback. Oh, we need a warrant. I'm saying, well, I'll go somewhere else. I just get scared of doing warrants, and no traditional or 300,000 of traditional flow through. I did charity flow through. So it prints 22 cents, but I got 30 cents. It's a really efficient way, but I think only few companies are able to attain that type of money. So, we're really watching the treasury, and you know, there's 220 million shares and, you know, an initial retail investor would be going, oh, that's a lot. I've done 12 transactions. It's not recycling the same story.
Yeah.
I've taken 12 transactions over, and we're one of the largest land positions in one of the hottest areas to explore for gold right now and silver. So we're in
Yep.
great shape.
All right. Well, with that, Brad, we got to come to an end. And as always, a pleasure.
Awesome. Great seeing you, Greg.